This is huge for the Miami Heat. The way that they have been playing during this 4-game win streak can give them a lot of momentum, confidence, and force to end the season on a great note and get into the play-in tournament. What's up, guys? Welcome to Heat Digest. I'm Michael Perez, aka G Mike, and in today's video, we're going to be going over what the Miami Heat have been doing very well during this 4-game win streak and how it can give them a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum, and a lot of positivity moving forward to today's matchup and the rest of the season going into the playoffs. But before we do that, do not forget to subscribe and be a part of the 32% that have been showing a lot of love, loyalty, care for everyone here at Digest Media and at Heat Digest as well. On Saturday, the Heat extended their win streak by dominating a depleted Philadelphia 76ers on the road 118-95, and it actually put Miami in the front seat to try to get that 10th seed. We're doing good right now. We set at the 10th seed with 33 wins. We're exactly the same record as the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, we want to try and get that 9th seed to try to get that home court advantage against the Bulls if we end up playing them, instead of going on the road, which we're an average road team when we're a little better at home as well. But if we want to try to get into the playoffs, it would be better for us to get the 9th seed, to host it and try to beat the Bulls to go on to whoever plays the Atlanta Hawks or the Orlando Magic for that 8th or 7th spot. Now, there's still a way for us to try to get the 7th seed or the 8th seed to try to get that home court advantage. And even if we're playing in the 7th seed, we get the home court advantage, we win, we get into the playoffs. If we get the 9th seed, we get the home court advantage. But if we win, we play the loser of the 7th seed and the 8th seed, which is the Atlanta Hawks and the Orlando Magic. We just got to keep playing the way that we've been playing on this 4-game win streak. And the way that we've been playing is by scoring a lot of points, because we average 112.6 points per game, which is in the bottom half of the league. But in this 4-game winning streak, we're averaging 118.5 points per game. And not to mention that we're shooting the three-pointers at 52%, 52%, making all those three-pointers, while we're averaging through the whole season only 36%. So the way that we've been playing in this 4-game win streak has been incredible on the offensive end. Our defense has still been the same. It's still been sound throughout the whole season. Yes, there's been a lot of fourth quarter games that our defense just disappears. We've seen it all season. If you've seen my other videos, we talked about it before. 20 games where Miami has the lead by probably 10 or 15 or more points, and they blow it, and they end up losing the game. But our defense has been sound throughout the first 3 quarters. We're not doing so much differently now in this 4-game win streak. We're still doing the same stuff when it comes to defense. We're a defensive rated team in the top half of the league. We're actually in the 11th place in defensive rating. So our defense is really good. But right now, what is picking up steam is our offense. And we got to continue to do that. We're shooting 53% from the field goal. We're having 84 attempts in these 4 games. So we're shooting the ball a little bit more. And our free throw percentage is actually at 79%. So we're actually making a lot of free throws on this 4-game win streak. Now, the biggest thing that we need to work on for sure is the turnovers. You see it here, 47 turnovers. That's not ideal for us. We need to minimize that as well. If you actually think about it, though, 4 games, 47 turnovers is somewhere average around maybe 10 to 11 turnovers a game, which is not horrible, but we still don't want to be in the double digits when it comes to turnovers. We need to protect the rock. That's exactly how we're going to win games. You protect the rock and you get the rock into the basket, you're going to win games like that. So we need to protect it. We need to be scoring points, which in this 4-game win streak, we have been scoring a lot of points. So that's good on that end. But we need to focus on not giving up the ball so much. And especially at this time of the year when we're about to get into the play-in, the playoffs, and try to make a run in the playoffs. Hopefully that can happen. But if we're turning over the rock like this and we're not executing how we need to execute, it's not going to be good for us. Other than protecting the rock, we need our stars to execute. And in these last 4 games, Tyler Hero has been going crazy. 30 points in the last game, 36 points in the game before that against Atlanta. Against the Golden State Warriors, he didn't have an amazing game, but Bam had a good game. Andrew Wiggins had a good game. So he only scored 20 points, but he dished out 7 assists. The game before that against Charlotte, a revenge game where we should have won the game before that. 29.6 rebounds, 3 assists. So Hero is out here doing what he needs to do. Great at this part of the end of the season. Yes, he's had an all-star season, but after the all-star weekend, he started deploying and started going downhill. There wasn't a lot of points that he was making. There was a lot of shots that he was taking that were not very good shots. They looked like shots that were very forced. Yes, the defense is going to play a little bit differently on him because coaches are going to make adjustments. Know that he's going to be the primary guy to score, obviously, but he needs to figure out how to dissect those defenses with the pick and roll, with his shot selection, with taking it to the hoop and drawing fouls. So I feel like he's doing that a little bit more now. We need to see more consistency of that with these last 9 games of the season, going into the play-in and stuff like that. But it's great that we're putting it on him, the pressure on him on the offense. Bam is another one that's doing great as well. Our star duos are doing what they need to do. Now we just need the help from the bench and the role players to do what they need to do on offense and defense. And they know that, of course. But we need Hero and Bam to lead the way every single night from now on. And we cannot risk them having a bad game, because once they have a bad game, it's just going to trickle down to everyone else. So we have an opportunity tonight to extend the win streak to 5 games against a team that is one of the worst teams in the league, and one of the worst teams in the league at home, for that matter. 7-29 at home, the Washington Wizards. While we're not that great of an away team for sure, we're below average when it comes to that. But against a team like this, Miami is projected to win by 9 points. If that is the case, hopefully we can win by 9 points. But at the end of the day, it just matters about the win. Try to extend this win streak to 5 to go to the rest of the 8 games of the season to try to win those games and try to solidify a play-in spot and not be out of the playoffs. So after the Heat get the win tonight against the Wizards, we'll still have 7 games left. The next game we'll play will be on the road against the Boston Celtics. That's going to probably be our toughest matchup for the last 7 games of the season. If we are able to pull off that win, I believe that the Heat can end the regular season on a winning streak, a long winning streak. But if we lose against the Celtics, our momentum probably goes down. Our confidence will probably go down. We'll probably lose against the Memphis Grizzlies as well at home and the Milwaukee Bucks. So that would put us back behind a little bit. The Toronto Raptors will have a chance to take that 10th seed from us because they're only 3 games behind. The Bulls will have a chance to solidify that 9th seed or even move up to the 8th or 7th seed, depending on how they finish their schedule. But if we're able to beat the Celtics, I think we could beat the Grizzlies as well and the Milwaukee Bucks as well, keeping that momentum, that confidence, that grit, that force of wanting to win. But if not, if we end up losing the next 3 games, then I for sure believe that they can win the last 4 against a team, the 76ers, depleted team. You saw we just dominated them. Against a Chicago Bulls team that they're pretty tough as well, and they won't quit. Their heart is in it. They will not quit at all. But I think we could take that game from them. A Pelicans team that is also injury-prone and depleted, I think that we could win on the road. And then at home against the Washington Wizards, like I mentioned earlier, one of the worst teams in the league. I think we could dominate that game as well. And end the regular season on a winning streak. Get a play-in seed. Hopefully it's the 9th seed so we can have a whole court advantage. Maybe the Atlanta Hawks and the Orlando Magic, they start playing a little bit bad as well. And you never know. Maybe we can take the 7th seed or the 8th seed and try to get into the play-in like that. But no matter what, we need to solidify those last 4 games. That has to be important. We have to win those last 4. But the game tonight is obviously what we're focused on. The Washington Wizards on the road. I think that he can pull it off. They'll probably win by what the spread is, 9 points. And go on to Boston on Wednesday and try to take a win from them. But for Heat Digest and Digest Media, I'm George Michael Perez, a.k.a. G Mike, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.